Logan, welcome to the podcast. Stoked to have you on here. Unfortunately, your brother is busy doing stuff with the World Cup. So, how's that been going?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me. He's good. He's, I think, still trying to figure out his new role. He's stepped into managing the team instead of racing. So it's like a new schedule for him for the race weekend and try to keep everyone else happy instead of just keeping himself on track. So I think he's doing good, figuring it out, but he's doing well. His crew over there is pretty easy to manage. So I think he still spends a lot of time on track watching the riders, and he likes that. So it's he's ready for the next chapter.
Yeah. And it's been cool having him on the mic for a commentary, some of the races too.
Yeah, it's been impressive. I was just talking to him earlier today. I said this week he's definitely finding his groove. He's got all these like funny little analogies and puns on words and people's names and stuff. Sounds a little bit less robotic than he did week one. But yeah, he's good. It's good from a racer's perspective. I know Aaron did it last year, and it was good to just have a more calm, kind of analytical perspective on what's happening with the racers. The other guys are really good at bringing a lot of hype, and they know all the details, but the racers are good at explaining the lines and why something's faster, or slower, or why a rider chose this line over that. So it's cool to just get kind of that different perspective.
Yeah. And team wise, how are things been going over there? I mean, it looks like things have been going pretty good.
Yeah, pretty solid start to the year. The first race in Poland 2 weeks ago, Anna ended up second in Elite Women, which was her best finish yet. She's had a few podiums before, but she did really well, and she said she didn't even have what she thought was the best run, so she kind of surprised herself. So it's cool to see. She's getting along with the team well. I think she appreciates the support. She's always been a privateer before this, so it's really cool to see what she can do, and hopefully she can just continue to build on that over the next few races and then through the end of next year. Be cool to see what she can do. And Asa has been kind of doing what he's known to do, setting some crazy fast split times, going really fast. Unfortunately, both the first and second World Cup he crashed, but he had really good pace. So kind of a classic junior thing to do. He just needs to figure out how to ride at that pace for a little bit longer, and he's good to go.
Yeah. It's been exciting to see a lot of hype around the crew. So, we've all been watching and pulling for him. Frameworks wise, what's going on with frameworks right now?
Yeah, on the brand side, we launched our 2025 downhill frame probably about 3 months ago now. We officially launched it, and then we started shipping them at the beginning of May. So we brought them back home from us, and we went up north to the Mountain Creek Pro Downhill Series race. We picked them up all the way up there, brought them home, shipped them all out just before the Windrock Downhill Southeast. So anybody who pre-ordered one or bought one shortly after that already has them, so they should be getting built up and out in the wild now. And we were able to order a few more this time than just the pre-ordered ones, which is nice. So we do have a few in stock right now. So to anybody who wants to buy one now, we'll have it ready to ship out within the next day or two for home. Obviously, for out at a downhill Southeast race, it's pretty much just Nico and I doing everything. And with Nico being in Europe, it's kind of just on me at the moment. So if we're away at a race, it might take a few days, but they're in stock, they're assembled, they're ready to head out the door.
That's awesome. And it's been cool seeing so many of them. Like each race is like, oh, such and such got a new rig. They're on the framework spike now. So it's been awesome to see.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to see. We'll go to races or even just go to bike parks on the East Coast, and we see people ride past on a frameworks bike and don't personally know who they are, which is kind of a unique situation. We had a lot of people riding the samples and getting some testing done for us over the past few years. So everybody who was riding one we knew, but now you go to a race and you see somebody that you don't recognize or don't know by name riding one. So it's pretty cool that they're out there in the wild just doing their thing.
Yep, just being free. Let's talk about some of the Beech details. We got round 5 coming back to us with Beech Mountain this weekend.
Yeah, so at Beech, this is not a USAC event. Beech requires us to just have our own private insurance and not go through USAC. So You don't need a USAC license. If you're looking for a 1 day, you don't need that. You just need to sign up online, fill out our waivers, and you're all good to go.
All right, awesome. And a lot of hype, a lot of excitement. I went up and checked out the course, talk with Moto a little bit, and let's check in with Moto right quick. Moto, stoked to be up here at Beech Mountain. Classic beach. It's a little overcast, and you guys have had some rain, but it's looking to be like a good week and a good weekend going into our race week. So, dude, talk to us about the track a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty typical conditions right now. The tracks are coming around good. Both of the tracks were originally built 15 years ago, which is super cool. In 2010 for the 2011 National Championships, and they're still good. There's changes made, and there's other sections that are exactly the same as they were because
that's just how the mountain left them.
Yeah, and there's just some classic sections that, like the rock garden, that we just need to keep.
If it ain't broke,
it needs
don't
to be
fix
there.
it.
Yeah, it's what everybody expects us to have, and it needs to stay.
Yeah. You mentioned 2 courses.
Yep.
We're running like a Group A and a Group BC course.
Yep.
So talk to us a little bit about kind of how those are routed.
Sure. They'll share the same top and bottom, and they're going to split in the middle. So the middle third will be different, where the Cat 2s and 3s will not run through the Black Bear rock garden. They'll have, but it will be, rocky and rooty and janky in its own way.
They have their own fair share of spice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be enough to challenge everybody, all categories.
I mean, that rock garden's got a good history.
Yeah.
Coming into the rock garden. And as rocky as ever.
Going back 14 years ago, the Nationals were here.
I think I was actually working here for Beech as part of the track crew.
Because you and Herndon and some other crew
Yep.
built the original track, so I imagine you were probably staying on his track crew.
Absolutely, yeah. Christopher Herndon, he did a great job laying out the tracks, and that's when we originally built the infamous rock garden. And
Triple out of the woods.
people don't realize how much rock we actually brought in by hand to build that rock garden. It's not natural.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys did a really good job, because just how everything is laid in there, it just looks very natural.
Yeah, it's really cool. That trail, of all the trails here, that trail's needed minimal to no maintenance every year.
And
Would you
as
say
rocky
it's
as
going
ever.
through some positive degradation?
Absolutely. It's a very positive degradation. Yeah, it's just gets a little more spicy each year. It's great.
Yeah, awesome. And it sounds like people, especially the locals, are pretty stoked on going up there and doing some spectating.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the spectating scenario like? If you wanted to ride the lift, do you have to buy a pass, or can you, like, just freely walk up?
Yeah, you're welcome to just walk up.
Cool.
Yep, I've heard from a lot of the locals this week that are not even riders that are really excited about the race next weekend, and they know about the rock garden, they know where to go, they know what to do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Cool. We've seen some social media postings of some track updates on some of the course spots. I don't want to give too much away, because I feel like we need to leave some surprise for the racers when they get here.
Yep.
But what are some things you feel like touching on?
There's just been some minor changes, like the top of Black Bear Trail, which is our Cat 1 Pro track. There's been a couple changes there. Just kind of trying to increase the fluidity of the track and not have any dead spots, and just I like a more action-packed, busy track that's engaging top to bottom, and just trying to make some little changes, and just changes for fun too.
Yeah.
Just to have a change.
I mean, change is good.
Change is good. Yeah.
It's nice when we come to a spot that we've not been to in a while, and it's not the same. Like, it's the same, but we got some fresh updates.
Yeah, you need something for people to kind of puzzle together and figure out, how to unlock and how to ride as fast as possible.
Yeah, cool. And we were discussing when you and I walked up here, like kind of how the finish was going to be and how like the routing was going to be. We've had it a couple of different spots around here at Beech, but kind of how do you envision having this finish corral set up?
Well, my idea was to bring it down into right to the village where everybody, naturally hangs out. So that people sitting on the taproom deck will be able to sit there and enjoy a beer, eat some food, and watch the finish line right in front of them.
Dude, that's cool. It's cool to have that. Like we have that at Snowshoe there at the bottom.
Yep.
And then to have it right here as well. I think that brings the next level of excitement and helps get like the spectating a little more like involved.
We want it to be easier for the non-racers to be able to see what's going on, and they can pay attention easily without having to hike up the mountain.
Dude, that's cool. And it's like, it's nice when you finish, you come into a finished corral and you've got some action around you.
Yeah.
Keeps you hype. But then like the lift's right there. You don't have to like trudge
You're
around.
right there. Everything's right there. The podium will be right there, 100 feet away, and it should be pretty cool. The
Nice.
more people down there, the better.
Nice. And opening weekend was this past weekend. Like a great turnout, lots of positive reviews on the trails and how the park's been operating and stuff.
Yep.
How's the season looking?
It's been really good. Last weekend, our last Saturday was up 27% from the year before.
Oh, throwing some numbers at us.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They're happy. We've got the ball rolling here. And
Nice.
People, over the past few years, we've been making major changes and staying on top of the bike park a little better. And I think the word's been getting out, and more people have been coming more consistently, which is nice.
Nice, awesome. Well, talk to us about like the resort as a whole for the race weekend. Sometimes we go to some places and, like maybe it's a little too early in the season or something and things aren't open, but it sounds like the resort here at Beech Mountain is going to be like full tilt.
Yeah, we're good to go. Next weekend we'll be fully open. People will be able to free ride. Not all the trails will be available.
Of course, we got the race going on.
But as soon as during the day, as soon as practice or racing is over, anybody can ride any trail.
Nice.
As soon as we're done with that, so it'll be good.
Cool. And down here in the village, you've got the bike shop, the gift shop, the restaurant, the brewery, like all that stuff.
Yep, fully open, as well as the top. We have the 5506, the Sky Bar at the top will be open and running. Should be very busy.
So in the past, the Beech Mountain area has been pretty open to some open camping here in some of the lower lots.
Yep.
Heard some great stories, but with some of the Helene damage and storm damage we've had in the area, I know a lot of stuff is still kind of recovering from that. So talk us through what our options are with that.
There won't be any camping allowed in either of the 3 parking lots. The town of Beech Mountain did have a park that they had camping. They allowed camping up here, but it got wiped out from the storm.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And that's closed. So there's no camping anywhere on Beech Mountain this year.
But there's still plenty of places up here for, like I looked at Airbnb earlier. Me and the crew have a spot like a couple roads over.
There are tons of Airbnbs and VRBOs up here.
Yeah, and you can even go through Beech Mountain's website and book some stuff like up at the Pinnacle and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah, they do, yeah. And then the National Forest as well, if you want to get spicy, that's 20 minutes away.
Yeah, just down the holler.
You can camp anywhere out there. So.
Oh yeah, sick. One thing that I think people overlook sometimes, like if you come up here for the downhill race, you bring your downhill rig, but then you got your pedal bike with you, like the Emerald Outback stuff just over the crest, like some amazing pedal trails.
Oh, it's great. Yep. And people will be able to, if you have a lift pass and you get bored with the trails that will be available to free ride during the race, you take the lift up and go over to the Outback and go ride 10 miles and then come back.
Yeah, I've done that, like lift up, drop down, pedal loop.
It's great.
Come back around, drop down, like it's some fun routes.
It adds to the experience. It's cool. It's a lot more trails and adds a little variety. It's nice.
Yeah. But some of our races, the locations kind of have some sweet spots for pit spaces, and it seems like Beech is one of these places. And so talk to us about like the pit space.
I believe it'll be in lot 2. They're going to be selling pit spaces for people to park at the closest spots in that parking lot for the teams to be able to be as close as they can to the village, which isn't that far either.
No, I mean really it's not that far, but having these preferred spots is nice. Yeah. And just like as you would register for a race on Bike Reg, you can also register your for your pit spots there.
Yes, yeah, through the registration.
Yeah.
Yep, it should be on there.
Keeps it nice
It
and
should be an
simple.
option. Yeah.
All right, Logan, schedule-wise, we've gone back and forth on a couple of different styles of schedule this season. So what are you seeing for Beech this weekend?
Yeah, so for the past few years, we were pretty strict on our schedule, trying to start early at 8 a.m., get people going, and then finish up around 5 p.m. But we found for a lot of the venues, it was really tough to get their lift operations in there early enough to open at 8 a.m. At a lot of the big resorts, when you're running a lift, they need to get there 2+ hours early to get their lift prepped, running, clear the lift, and then get people on it. So we found this year is better to just work with the venues on kind of what works best for them, as opposed to really be strict staying to one schedule for the year. So at this one, we were able to get them to open an hour earlier than they typically do. They're already open till 6 every day. So typically they open at 10. We got them to open at 9 for us, which is really nice. So we can get that same amount of practice time that we do at most races from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it'll be the same schedule that we had for the Windrock race a few weeks ago. On Thursday, the bike park's open. That ticket's not included with your entry fee. So if you want to go there and ride, that's fully okay. And on you, the tracks will be closed, but you can go and ride all their other trails. If you want to take the lift up, you'll still need a ticket. But if you want to just walk up and down the track, you can do that on Thursday. On Friday, we have packet pickup starting at 8:30. Pretty much packet pickup starting at 8:30 every day. And then we have Group A practice from 9 to 1:30 on Friday, and BC combined practice from 1:30 to 6. On Saturday, again, packet pickup at 8:30. And then because we do seating, we have a little bit shorter practices. So practice Group A from 9 to 12:30, and then BC from 12:30 to 4. Seating starting at 4:15. Seems like we'll probably have a similar amount of racers to Windrock, so we'll probably be done with that about 5:15, 5:30. And then Sunday, start at 9 a.m., 9 to 10 A practice, 10 to 11 BC practice. So just enough time to get a sight lap in, and then maybe one warm-up run. And then race starts at 11:15. And then, like we always do, we do the podiums and blocks during the racing. So just after the pros, we'll do the pro podiums. After all the rest of the Cat 1 categories go, we'll do all their podiums. And then at the end of the race, we'll do all the Cat 2, 3 podiums. Hopefully get people either doing some more free ride runs once they're done racing, or get packed up and head home for the day.
Right on. Pretty tight schedule, but we know how it works, and we know that it does work. Should be a pretty good weekend. Pretty much I usually don't start getting serious about checking the weather until like 2 or 3 days out. Of course, we know how it goes up here in the mountains of North Carolina. It can be forecast for one thing and you get something completely different. So I just wait and see when it gets closer. But, it was cool to hang out up there at Beech, get a couple of free ride laps in this past weekend. Moto Mike's been doing a great job on the course. And, I'm excited. The series or the season is coming along pretty good. Got some good, tight points chases going on. So we're seeing how that's going to go. But yeah, anything else are you stoked on?
Really excited to get back to Beech. They had national champs there, I think in 2011 and 12. And that was one of the first years that Nico was racing pro, and then I was racing one of the junior categories. So pretty vivid memories of being there. That was probably the first time we were there. I raced collegiate nationals there also in 2014. And yeah, we've been there quite a bit. So it's pretty core to our demographic of down southeast racers. It's higher elevation, so it's nice for the summer, get hopefully a bit cooler weather up there, at least some cool evenings. And they always have good tracks there. It's super fun. So we're excited to go back. Hopefully we can continue this relationship. I know, like you said, they put a lot of work into their track this year. I saw a lot of pretty cool updates. So hopefully we can continue using that into the future.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And you mentioned it being cooler up there. Yesterday morning when I was up there at the top of the mountain, it had to have been I think it was 43 degrees, and the wind was ripping. And I did a couple of laps, drove down the mountain, and it was 75 degrees. So I did almost a 30-degree temperature change just from going from the top of Beech down to Marion, North Carolina.
Crazy. I mean, hopefully we don't have that quite of an extreme change, but Yeah. Better than it being 100 degrees and 90% humidity. So
Ooh, absolutely.
it'll be nice.
Well, awesome, Logan. Well, appreciate you jumping on the computer with us and giving us some good info. We're excited for this race weekend, and we'll see everybody there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. We're looking forward to the race this weekend, so we'll see everyone out there.